I hate that people take my kindness for a weakness. I was swimming with the sharks, took a dive off the deep end. I be moving different. I ain't had no kids that on me deep and take a walk up in my shoes with to survive through the weekend. I hate that people take my kindness for a weakness. I was swimming with the sharks, took a dive off the deep end. I be moving different. I ain't had no kids that on me deep and take a walk up in my shoes with to survive through the weekend.
What's going on, everybody? We are back. It's Cannon with the camera. Just call me Cannon. Listen, I got my man Dblak in the place to be today. Look, we've been waiting on this interview for a while, bro. We've been waiting on this one, but we finally got you in the mix. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
What's up, everybody? I go by Dblak, as he said. Dblak, no C. DBLAK _1 on Instagram. Dblak__official. I'm out here to bring y'all some good music, back fun, getting your feelings a little bit. I'm doing a little directing. I'm doing a little acting. I'm got a book out called 5 Stresses: The Pursuit to Peace. I'm in the studio right now making a beat, chilling with Cannon, saying hello to y'all. What's up?
Yes, sir. Listen, I appreciate you for jumping on. You know how we do. I'm just here to build a platform so that artists, creatives like yourself have the opportunity just to share with the world, being as though I'm in Baltimore. Matter of fact, where are you from again?
I'm from Atlanta originally. ATL.
Okay.
Shout out ATL. Then I moved down to Florida, Tampa, Florida area.
So you in Tampa?
I'm in Tampa area right now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I like to get into people's business with the breakdown. So how long have you been a creative? How long have you been on music?
I'm gonna tell you this. I've been on music seriously since about 10th grade. But what I tell everybody is I did my first recording at about 6 in my grandma's house.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I was on it was back when the keyboards had the microphone slits on there where you can record on a keyboard. And I was rapping over the Hot Boys.
So wow.
I made like 5 tracks. But at the time, just thinking about it was just kind of wild to know that I was thinking like that at that time, But in 10th grade, I got with my homie, and he introduced me really to like being in the studio, like at his house, but just seeing how the engineering part works. And one day he left it at my house, and it was one of two things: either I learn this system and make what I want to make, or I just gotta wait on him to come over to mess with it. So you know what I'm saying, that trial and error is something real, and it got me to at least where I'm at today to know how to put beats together and make my own songs and write for other people.
Okay, so you write for other people too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started in your grandmother's basement, with the keyboard. You hooked up the mic and all of that type of stuff, and then your homeboy subsequently around 10th grade. When did you become Dblak? Were you Dblak then? Like, when did you get that name?
Nah, I was Don Easy then.
Don Easy? that was back in Atlanta.
Yeah, that was like back in Atlanta pretty much, and then like transitioning down here. But Dblak came when I was pretty much when I was forming with the group with 10th grade. I got a group called Prime. It was about four of us together: a singer, rapper, me, and like one of them baritone deep voice guys. You know what I'm saying? Just in case we had one of them songs for the ladies that we needed somebody to just talk on the track a little bit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was the time where I was Dblak, but I was DBLAK. I had the CK.
Mm-hmm.
And because my name, Donnell Blackman, it just only made sense just to go Dblak.
Oh, so, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so I dropped the C and just, made it a little more artsy.
Right. No, that makes sense. I like how you transition. So walk us through the process of deciding to leave Atlanta for Tampa. How'd you get down there?
Living with my mom at the time. She asked me a simple question: "What you think about living in Florida?" And me just not really thinking much, other than all the tourist things that it came with. I was like, well, I ain't got nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but you know, come with that, you don't really think about what you losing out and what you know gotta grow up with, what you when you're not used to something. But that's not really saying that that's a bad thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was just an opportunity for me to grow, because who would have known what I would have been like if I was just stuck in comfortability all the time.
That's a good point right there.
So that's how I
So,
had, you know, perspective.
um, and so as you got to Florida, did you immediately start rapping right away, or you hooked up with some people out in Tampa, or how'd that go?
So I always wrote music. I always like
Mm-hmm.
did music. It wasn't really for nobody. It wasn't really to at first really. It was just I enjoyed doing it. I performed it, and I wasn't really I was just doing something I enjoyed. You know what I'm saying? It was until I got about 2011 when I became more solo.
Okay.
That's when I started looking at things more on a business level versus just making music just for fun.
Okay.
I started trying to understand it more on a business level. Yeah, I feel like I lost with your question. What was the
No,
question?
you was I was just saying, how did you transition into doing music in Tampa?
Oh,
Um,
okay. So yeah, by that time when I got solo, that's when I started trying to connect with people more locally in the area who were also into music, who were doing
mhm.
stuff, moving, and you know actually making money. And I'm just you know trying to observe, and you know sometimes from a distance, sometimes close up. But
Can
I was
you
working on
go ahead,
myself. My
say what
bad.
you were gonna say? You
I was
good?
just always working on myself, pretty much.
And so it sounds like just from 6 up until now, you just always had music in you. You always been creative with it. And you told me offline you make your own beats too. So you picked that up early, or that's something new that you've been doing?
Yeah, man, that's like later, like 2019, after watching a
Mm.
movie,
Oh
sitting
yeah.
the Beats on
Oh
Netflix.
yeah.
Yeah,
On
yeah, yeah.
Netflix.
I don't know, man. It inspired me. It was just, it was I always wanted to make beats, but I just always thought it was too time consuming.
But
And
once you got good at it, it started becoming second nature.
I mean, yeah, I guess, I mean, and it's so much more to learn. It's so much more to learn. But as you keep playing with something, man, how can you not get better? I don't
No,
know.
that's real.
I mean, the only thing is if you're doing something that just throws you off track and you're not consistent enough on it, here and there doodling it on it. But if you're really going at something and then you looking up stuff to get better and then you apply it, that's the sauce.
No, that's real. I like your perspective on that. Um, for those who just getting to know you, tell us a little bit about some of the artists growing up that you listen to the most. I know you mentioned the Hot Boys, but maybe
I
your
like.
top 5.
I usually get the same top five, but I usually listen to some old school Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Okay. Mm.
Uh, I did listen to Tupac. I did like a little bit of Common.
Okay, Common. Okay. Pot Common.
Um, um, Arrested Development had some songs that I like.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Everyday people, like everyday
Everyday
people.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Man, I'm across the board because then I have a whole vibe and switch it up with like I can't tell you all the name of the songs, but Red Hot Chili Peppers or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. So you versatile. You more eclectic with with your music selections. Okay, I
Yeah,
like
yeah. Some 311 Amber.
that.
Uh, yeah. Kanye. I like Kanye music.
The boy,
Of
yeah.
course,
Okay.
I like my Atlanta music. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I was vibing with the old school Soldier Boy when Bathing Apes.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
A little bit of that. D4L, Gucci, Ti, Ludacris. He always snap. You know what I'm saying? I'm West Coast. Uh, Biggie. I'm all
Hmm.
over the board, man. I like people who formulated songs, and I like metaphors, and I like people who made you sometimes think, not have to think too hard, but you know what I'm saying? Art.
I like where you're going with this. So it sounds like you have more of an eclectic approach to a lot of the music that you listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Walk me through your process when you're in the lab. I know you got the stew set up in the
Mm-hmm.
house, which is always probably to me one of the most comfortable because you can hear something right then and there and get right to it. Are you and I've been asking all the artists this, are you more of I hear a beat first and then I come up with lyrics, or you write down lyrics or come up with lyrics and then you find the beat to match?
So it switches up. It switches
Okay.
up a lot of the times. If I'm like been feeling something, going through something, the idea is there,
Mm-hmm.
but not the way I want it to come out
Mm-hmm.
delivery wise. But the story is there. So then when I'll get home, I'll take that story and then I'll start playing on the piano or whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of wrap it around that. It just
Okay.
depends. Before I made beats, I'll just go click around on YouTube or people that I know that made beats, and then make something from there. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? That's what I used to do. But being having the approach to make beats, it allows me to kind of play with the idea of what I have in my head without nothing, and just kind of like my big thing is having a way of delivery, finding a way to deliver it in a way possibly that's different, but that's comfortable for me, even if I'm like singing.
Right.
I call myself a singer because I don't know, but then I surprise myself. But I do things that's comfortable for like my range, and then I just try to perfect that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that becomes sometimes a new that ends up being like a new sound because it's just what I'm doing that's comfortable, and we all unique in our own way. So we just got to find that comfortable sound approach, if vocally, if that's what you're into. But making beats just helps with the whole song because I'm able to know how my hook is going to be, and I can know where I'm going to hit this at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it just depends, man. A lot of it is based off emotion.
Yeah, I could see that, with a lot of artists and just having the ability to do music myself. I got a couple of songs that I haven't they unreleased, but
Okay,
yeah, a
dope.
lot of it is definitely off of for me was off of emotion too, or like you said, I might have heard a real hard beat like this beat fire, and then as soon as I hear how the drums break down, let me run this back,
Mm-hmm.
freestyle a couple of little lines like, oh, all right, this,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just go with that and just build on that. So
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
even sometimes later on, as I got better with not cool edit, I used to use that back when LimeWire was hot. Remember that
Oh man.
cool edit
Yeah, man.
pro?
But
What's the one? Pro Tools. That's what I
yeah.
have it. I don't use it often anymore because I'm not doing music. So,
Mm-hmm,
but Pro
mm-hmm.
Tools. When I got proficient with Pro Tools, I started learning how to punch in, and then I would say a little freestyle, and like that's hard. Type up a few bars to run with, and then I didn't want to stop because I felt like I was on a roll, and I would just freestyle until I messed up. And then I would run it back, rap it to that point, and then freestyle more. And then I would just keep punching, and that's how I figured out how to punch in. But do you? I remember the day that I felt like I was watching an interview and Jay-Z. I saw Jay-Z say it. Then I ended up seeing Lil Wayne said. Styles P said it. They're downright. They be just going in the booth, and I was like, okay. And me, my god brother, and a lot of subsequently a lot of other guys growing up was like, yo, downright. We got to take it to the next level. But then it made me push me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm better with writtens and mixing freestyling, adding that all in is cool. Punching it, I noticed when I punched in, it wasn't so cerebral. It wasn't like super lyrical. It was more like you get what I'm saying. Like
I
when I
do. Yeah.
the bars was deeper than when I punched in. You
Yeah.
feel the same way?
Because you had when you write it, you have time to think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you record it, sometimes the way you wrote it, it might not sound back at you in the headphones the same way when you say it through a microphone that's powerful to pick up everything.
Right.
So sometimes you might have to go back and trim up some words just to fit the bar, because you probably thought you know what I'm saying. That's funny you said that, because there's rappers like Lil Wayne and Jay-Z I think about when I go record. In a competitive mode. I'm thinking about, all right, well, if that's what they're doing, I need to work on that myself to see how well I can really get. Being in your own studio allows you the time and the not worrying about embarrassment, and it kills all that for you to just try whatever you want. Mess up, try again, mess up, try again. So a lot of songs lately, I've been trying to work on just going in without writing, but I write down like the hook. One, because it's about time. I don't want to be in here all day if I don't have to. So a lot of times I'm going to write some stuff down based off the hype of what I'm doing quickly, or what I've gotten used to is just writing fast anyway, because I pretty much had an idea there, right? But let's not talk about writing. I'll come in and do what you say, punch in, because it makes me feel more original of the deliverance. Like that, like if I'm like, yeah, and I told you so, like versus looking at it, yeah, and I told you so. It's like, I don't know, it's like some psychological thing. It's just trying to
It's
go.
like a delay from reading off the paper into you spitting it. It's like a 3-second delay. I noticed that when people like only people that do that well and it sounds good when they do that is like Nas. You know what I mean? Nas is one of those people where you could tell he got a rhyme book and you could hear that in his delivery. But with other people, I don't prefer that sound. So I'm with you on.
Yeah, and like even when you're reading it off paper, you still need to know how the flow go. A little, you still need to have that remembrance of the way you're gonna do it, because it, if anything, I'm using it like a guide, So I'm looking at the next words that's about to come up, so I'm not thinking about it, so it just comes out naturally. You know what I'm saying? And so some songs I don't feel like writing. Some songs I just want to just go in and just play around and just chop and punch in, and it's like I'm building. Sometimes I don't know where I'm going with the song. I've been in that situation. I enjoy recording, and knowing how to record helps, from down to the mixing, the mastering, knowing how to range, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of fun to just keep learning how to, sound better than you did on the last track.
I like where you're going with that. I feel pretty much the same way. Now, family wise, do you have other musicians in your family that do music or anything like that?
I know my dad did like some DJing, and he did music. My godfather, CJ, he's was rapping out of from Nevada. Um, Other than that, my I rate my uncle on my mom's side, my mom younger brother. He was he was signing him and Young Jock was signing each other up back in the day, in the beginning.
Oh wow.
And, yeah, like they was like like Young Jock could call him and be like, hey, I'm down the street. Can you put my name on a performing list, or vice versa? Um, he actually had a situation where he was performing the same night Young Jock was, and it was like people out there to sign, like Bad Boy Entertainment back then,
Mhm.
when the boys was going and stuff. But there's other people too. But he ended up getting into something. He didn't make it into the performance, and that's how Young Jock ended up getting pretty much got discovered from there, from that day, because it was like a competition
Oh
to
wow.
see who's everybody about to get signed. It was like signing like these artists been doing these shows, and it's like, all right, well now we got some people out in these seats who's gonna change their lives. And he didn't make it to that show that day, but I put him on the album. You can hear him talking on the album on my song "Talk," uh, on the Froze album I got.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and check that out now too. So that was a good little gem you dropped. Just being from Atlanta and having a little bit of that history, in your background. I think that's dope.
Mhm. Yeah,
Performing wise, are you big on performing?
yeah, I actually love performing. Actually, I just I've been focusing a lot of the business side of this approach of music right now, and even with performing, knowing what stages is gonna make money, and just kind of building and finding my people, that fan base, because I feel like with the power of where we at with technology, we on a stage right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So when I start doing my research and finding where my music is accepted, I want to take advantage of that, and perform in front of them. I can easily go perform on stage somewhere and go get a video and chop it up and then post it online and then be like, boom, lit city. But I'm just trying to do the groundwork and really find those loyal people to where when I ain't doing no music, I still can make money on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Building the brand, you know what I mean? And so and I'm performing, practicing in my room right now and doing all that. So when I hit a big stage the way I want to hit it, you know, I do performances though, but like I said, I'm not running to stages right now.
I
I've just
mean,
been focusing on the craft.
you in the ground process. I understand where
Mm-hmm.
you're coming from. Um,
Mm-hmm.
for those who are young and up and coming artists who are looking for advice, what would you say about the business aspect? What could you give to them, whereas though they could have a little gem that you dropped on them?
First, I tell them, believe in yourself, because you can drop a germ on me. Y'all the young ones. Y'all the ones that's been growing up in the new wave of what we got out right now. So y'all can teach me, y'all. But the thing is, just stay consistent and focus on what you really enjoy doing, and know who to trust. You
That's
gonna go
big right there.
Yeah, you're gonna go through experience. You're gonna go through experiences to find out who you can't trust, but learn from it. Learn from your mistakes. When you learn from your mistakes, you have nowhere else to go but up.
Okay, yeah, I feel like that was good because knowing who to trust, learning from your mistakes, and there's nowhere but up. You know what I mean? I think that
Yeah.
that's really important. You ever been in a situation where you were dealing with other artists or producers or people in this industry, and you felt like you saw caught a whiff of some of the snakery or a lot of the fake phony stuff?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, yeah, absolutely. And you know, being a firm believer of my higher power, I'm glad that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wouldn't have pushed me to do the things that I'm doing now. It wouldn't have, it would have probably made me feel more dependable instead of believing that I could do it. And it also let me see who to deal with and not to who to deal with, and where I should keep my space and distance. And you ain't got to walk around mad at nobody, but um, distance distance can be love too. You know.
That's real right there. And when when we get into these situations where you step out on your own and you begin the journey alone, what have you learned about yourself through that process?
Um,
Or what's something you've learned through this music journey about yourself?
that the old cliche saying, you put your mind to it, you can do anything you want.
I like that because that's true though. It's true.
It's cliche, but I mean, if you try it, you'll see. You know what I'm saying? It's like trial and error is beautiful because if you're alive, you get to try again. You get what I'm saying? And you get to be 1% better than you was than yesterday.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying? I keep it simple, man. I keep it simple. I try to be thankful and graceful first before anything. I try to be humble, um, and try to look at the small things that's going on before I worry about how big it can be, because then that could be overwhelming. If I think big about myself, right?
hmm,
But I don't always, I don't always let people or everybody know what I know, in a sense, to protect my art, my creativity, because it's gonna show.
yeah,
And a lot of times we like to give away too much of ourselves, and it sucks the energy out, and you're not able to do nothing for yourself no more. So it's that happy life balance, happy life, happy work balance. And then
that makes total sense.
you gotta ask yourself, is it work? What is work? Is this work? Is this work that I enjoy? Is this work that I have to do? Is this work that I'm choosing to do? You know, I feel like the younger generation don't figure that part out. They're like 9 to 5. You crazy?
Yeah, you got millionaires all over the internet.
Yeah, you
Thousandaires, hundredaires, they getting couple of dollars using social media. They didn't figure something out. They playing games.
yeah,
They
yeah.
doing podcasts. They doing shows. Uh, they didn't figure it out.
That's what I said. I said they could teach us.
Some of them young is 12. It's little kids doing it.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
probably then connected a little bank account form on the internet, and they get into it.
They look. They got enough to be the new cast members for Shark Tank.
Yeah,
Yeah, they making money like that. But yeah, man.
that's something to really think about. Um, Doubling back to the music for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in reference to you do a little bit of singing, you do the rapping, you produce your own music. How would you? What would you consider your genre? Like,
I keep looking at it, right? I keep picking world.
mm,
I keep picking world because it's like I'll pick world. Sometimes I do R&B, soul, depend. But on this album, I think I did world and I don't know if they had R&B / hip hop, but it was more R&B soul world. It was that. It was that. It was that. It was my first album for myself, and I, I like international. I'm an explorer, so there's a lot of places I want to go, and so if I can give the music, the heartfelt music of what I go through, that's how I think I can find the people that's gonna connect to me.
Yeah.
Instead of just trying to talk about things that that's not relevant. And life situations are going to change, so albums are going to change as I grow into a different stage, or as something that might make me fall back. It's a capturing the emotion, and for me, sometimes I made this album in 2 weeks. Like, recorded it, made beats. I just began to work on mixing and mastering, and I was looking up stuff on YouTube so I can make sure I do it right, and just kind of studying from that point. But I made the album quick, so then that just gives me time. So then, man, I probably won't make a song in probably like, I don't know, a month or two, not even one. But then I'll make like 7 songs in like 2 days. But they just get, you know what I mean? It just allows me to sit back and just kind of not feel like I'm rushing. Like I'm always
Tweaking and perfecting at this point.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not a rush, because it was like how I was feeling. Some people write a diary. Some people go to social media. I make songs, or I write a book. Sometimes I don't explain myself to people all the time. And so I feel like I do say some things that are worthy of giving. So, in the way I think, by experience of people saying, "Oh, well, we had people that think like that, the world would be a better place." I take in heed of when people say things like that. You can ignore it or you can run with it, and I ran with it. And so I said, "Wow, well, let me make something on how I think, and maybe this could help more people without having me be out of my character too much." Because really, I don't feel like I'm a salesman. You know what I'm saying? I've been forcing myself this year to be more marketing, because it's music business. It's me in the movie industry. You gotta move it. You gotta get it to the masses. And so, I've been doing a lot of research with like Michael Stout, and just paying attention to just marketing more. Like, it's like, okay, well, I can make a song, and I can. All right, I'm all right with that. I can keep going with that. That comes a little more second nature right now. And the beats, okay, I'm getting a little better with that. But this marketing, I need to get on that.
Right. With you on that. Now, what's the name of the project that you get ready to release?
It's out. It's called
Froze. It is. Okay.
Yeah, it's out. Dblak Froze. It should be out everywhere now. Been out for about 7 days now, 8 days.
Okay, so it just dropped a week ago. Okay.
Yeah.
And you said something about it being, this one is one that you made kind of for yourself.
Yeah. This is my first like album I ever made for myself. Yeah, absolutely. Just the you always, that first one, you always, I don't know, I'm kind of like nervous about that first one, because it's like I got like 6 mixtapes out on my mixtape.
Oh wow.
I got like one with like, I got a mixtape with like 30 songs. So I got music out. I got a SoundCloud. It's full. So I got music out, but I never put like my own art project out. So I feel like it's all that time I've been doing music, it like I showed what I can do on this album. And it's just how I felt. It's just I showed what all that practice, what I'm able to do. Whether, and that's just now. Who knows what more can come. But shoot, Lauryn Hill dropped one album, and that was wonderful.
Right. and she doubled back with the unplugged joint. But no, I get exactly what you're saying about the miseducation. That was like people still critically acclaimed talking about that right now. You know what I mean? And that
Yeah,
was then.
that was then. You know, she was with the Fuji,
Yeah,
refugees
the
and all.
Fuji. Yeah.
Fugees, yeah. I said refugees. Um, but yeah, so Froze, man. That is a collection of me doing some vocal stretching. You can call it R&B, but I'm tapping into your heart. I'm tapping into your mind. I'm tapping into what would you do vibe. I'm giving you metaphorical stories. You're gonna be jamming to it one way, but you might not have no idea what really I'm saying if you just sit back and just pay attention.
Yeah, that's deep right there. Now, how did you come up with the name Froze?
Thinking that you finna do one thing with your life and all of a sudden it don't go, everything stops. The way you thought, where you was going with it, how you was going with it, and then you don't have answers to why.
Mm.
So then you got to live with knowing how to get through something in a situation you ain't been in and you ain't got no answers to it. So you froze. That don't mean stuck. It's just froze. You froze. And with froze, you take that moment to actually look at everything that you've been going through. So you can allow yourself and give yourself a chance to get through it again. Get through it, not say again, but get through it. And so we all need to be frozen at some point of our life. Make sure it humbles you to see the direction and where you're going. For real, for real.
Right.
We think we want to do something, but when you make plans, you're gonna make the big man laugh.
Yeah. But that's real too. And so, with that being said, with the way you think and your perspective, you wrote a book. You were saying, tell me what the name of the book is again.
The 5 stressors, the pursuit to peace. And what it's pretty much talking about is 5 things that we wake up to in the morning: your living situation, money, travel, work, and love. And as individuals, we all have to deal with that on our daily basis. And so the thing is trying to get to peace. And it's a lot that we deal with in life. It's a lot that we go through. And we'll be mad with our loved ones or friends, and we'll separate ourselves to say we need peace. But then when we separate ourselves, we don't find it. And we don't really know. We don't really, sometimes you been in a situation, you don't really know what to ask. You need, sometimes a social worker come around and give you the resources you need when you didn't know what you needed. So
Right.
sometimes we don't even know what to ask. But with those 5 things, you wake up in the morning and, I like use my hand as like the center of peace. And the 5 things that I said: living, money, work, travel, love. You ask yourself where you at with all that. And if you can be appreciative at least having those things for yourself in a stable situation, I think you can get through your day without somebody ticking you off that much, or you able to look at the situation whole within yourself, because everybody got their own living situation. So you just because somebody might be quote unquote homeless don't mean they're not happy.
Right.
A person who had a big house doesn't mean that they're happy. So who's to say who's supposed to be happy? Who are we to depict happiness, and who are we to take from somebody else that we don't know nothing about? which we all guilty of. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We all guilty of it, but it's a practice that you ain't got to be out loud about to work on. It's something you can work on with yourself, and even with you laying with somebody in the bed next to you, you can work on that with yourself. And then maybe how you project to say something might come out different because you establish within yourself what you struggling with. So if you can be real with yourself, I think you can project out a little differently. That's that humble part. You know what I'm saying? Ego kind of takes over and make you think, oh yeah, I got money and I got a home, man, I got a nice car, yeah, I'm the king, I got this and that. But you don't realize what you projecting with that attitude. You know what I'm saying? You got billionaires who drives Toyotas.
Yeah.
And wear Dickie cargo pants or you know what I'm saying, and don't look like billionaires. So you know what I mean? Perspective go a long way. And that's what that book is doing. It's allowing you to get in tune with yourself. And I mentioned higher power because, everybody got their own belief of what they want to believe. But the thing is, whatever you believe in is usually higher than you. So, take that into account because we ain't just here. You know what I'm saying? We ain't just atom particles that just came out of nowhere. And we're designed to do something. So it's up to us to figure out what we're gonna do or what you gonna do. You know what I mean? That's what that's about, pretty much. Getting,
Okay, I like that. Where can your book be found?
Online everywhere. Amazon, Barnes and Nobles.
Okay.
Yeah, just put the 5 stressors, the pursuit to peace.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Here's a sidebar question. Um, when you look at yourself, what do you think one of the biggest challenges you had to face in general were?
Uh, putting putting others before me too much.
Well, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, I had to learn. You got to learn that. Sometimes when you think a lot of times, and that just comes from me being a compassionate person. And when I feel like I'm in a situation where I can help, I gotta know how far to put myself in a situation to actually do that. So I'm not, in a situation where I'm in a fret. You get what I'm saying? So I had to learn that, and I'm proud of myself, man, because there's a lot of routes that I could have taken, and just I made the choice not to, just to see if I could,
Yeah.
without having to easily do it this way. Just self challenges, you know what I'm saying? Self challenges. It's like my own life video game. Like I put in myself in the Nintendo 64, and then I got the controller of myself, and then it's like Sims. You ever play Sims?
Yeah, I remember Sims. I actually had that on PC when I was younger.
I used to play that a lot. So it's kind of like, you look at yourself walking around in the house. You do this, you do that. You go work to go make some money. And then you try to see if you can get more money and work less. And then so you can try to, be more of quality of living and enjoy taking walks in a park and just enjoying fresh air, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing all those things, man. It's cool. It's cool to go get lit. But it's important to balance that out, man, and find yourself, man. So because we gotta live with each other in this world. So if you walking around out here stressing, mad, man, you put me in a bad place, and I don't even know you.
Right.
Like, calm down, bro. Like, calm down. I'm trying to walk across the street. You over here spazzing out. we already jaywalking, bro. Chill out.
So let me ask you this. let's say for instance you're blessed to be able to live another 80 years. When you reflect back on your music career and your career as a creative all together, how would you want people to uh, remember your legacy?
Another 80 years, I probably wouldn't care. But no,
That's facts.
I'll probably be like, "What my triple double ARP card, man? I'm trying to be retired life. I ain't worried about y'all buffoons." Nah. But on a real note, someone who could tell stories and make other people feel good about a story being told, whether
Yeah,
that story is sad or happy. I allowed somebody to have a therapy with that song and take that and put it in their own experience to get them through whatever in their life. So if I can be that musical therapist per se, it ain't mean that's all conscious music, but down to making the music make you feel good. I made you feel good. I didn't have to and with my wording, I was very swift on how I use my words, my wordplay. I didn't have to be too aggressive to get my point across. And if I use an aggressive word, you can tell it's off passion. So you know what I'm saying? Is you can tell that I love what I do by how I'm delivering it. That's what you're getting from me.
yeah. Now, what's next for Dblak?
What's next for Dblak? What's next for Dblak is to get this Froze album into every bedroom in the world. And then what's next is to drop this movie that I had made on streaming by next year, hopefully.
Okay.
Working out some business for it right now, just for like plugging and playing on how I'm going to move it.
What kind of movie is it?
It's a dark comedy drama.
Okay. You got a title for it already?
Yeah, it's on. I have it pinned on my Instagram, Dblak_1. It's called Tough Crowd.
Okay. Okay. I did
Yeah.
see that pen. I didn't look into it. But
Mm-hmm.
now you got a lot of things on your page that I need to go back and double back on.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
that's what I like to hear. Um, we definitely gonna have to do a part two, as things progress because it seems like you got a lot of motion in terms of the stuff you working on out there in Florida. Um, let everybody know where they can find you again, and then
So
get a shout outs if you can.
yeah, you can find me Dblak_1 Instagram. I'm on TikTok at DONELLBLACKMAN, 2 eyes. So that's I-I-N. You can find me on Instagram again under Dblak__official. Also under LND_368. I have a song under the name of LND called $2. What's your cash app? $2. And it's an EP that was a duo group that I had put together, working on. Yeah. And you can find me on my email, dblak, DBLAKBEATZ @gmail.com, because I do beats. So that's where you can find me.
Oh man, had to plug you in, and then give us some shout outs before we rock.
Hey, shout out the writer Michael Stevens. They had me in Keith. Keith Williams had me in Line 'Em Up as Detective Dion. You can find it on Amazon Prime. And shout out to the whole world. Shout out to Nakia. She been working hard out here, putting things together. She been out here networking and getting everybody collabed. And I want to say big thank you to her. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my mama. Shout out to my sister. Shout out to her husband. My sister husband. Shout out to my mom's dude, Greg. What's good? We out here. Shout out to my grandma and the age. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the pops. Shout out to the world. And I'm trying to find my people. So come find me. You heard?
I appreciate you for coming on the show. You know, as you drop new stuff, just hit me in my inbox. And for those who looking to get on the show, you can find me at Cannon with the WITDA, not with, but with the camera. Cannon CANNONWITDACAMERA. Cannon with the camera. Hit me on Instagram, Facebook, same name. Inbox me. Send me a message. Leave me a message on here. Hey, how do you get in touch with me or whatever? I respond straight to the comments. As always, like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon for the latest and greatest. And once again, shout out to my man Dblak for coming on and doing an interview with me. Until next time, we out. Peace.
Hey.